Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Team Fortress TV for ETF2L Season 36 Prem Division Week 7, game between the Frenchies and Virtus.bro. My name is Lava, and tonight I am joined by ArchRhythm on production and my co-caster Ire. This week's maps are going to be Gully Wash and Process, and I am expecting tonight's games to be an interesting one for sure. What's your thoughts on tonight's games, Ire?
Oh yeah, I think it should be really interesting. I think Virtus.bro have been the team that, at least me, I don't know if it's just me being ignorant, but I think took a lot of people by surprise this season. Just even if they did have a bit of an unfortunate stumble in last week's game, just not really coming out top there. They've certainly done very well for themselves, and I think better than anyone could have expected. So I'm excited to see how they can hold up in their last regular season game.
Yeah, absolutely, and some very interesting names as well I'm seeing today. Some newcomers to Prem in some ways, some that have been around for a while, but I'm looking forward to seeing some particular players playing tonight's games. Any names that stick out to you?
Well, as to go down the lineup, you have on the side of Virtus.bro, Cars on the meta, Kuna, Demoman, Soldiers, DZ, and Hobbs, Scouts, Mist, and so yeah, as you said, some older names. People have been around for a while, but maybe just not in Prem. And they're going to be going up against a very seasoned Cheese lineup. So it's going to be Olga and Medic, Alien, Demon, Raf and Korvac Soldiers, and then next and Neo Scouts. Yeah. Hello. So
Hello? You're cutting out off me right now.
Oh, sorry. Was I cutting out? Was I talking there?
I don't know if it's cutting out on stream, but it's cutting out for me a lot right now.
Alright, well, technical difficulty, we just we'll sort it out. But yeah. Probably just because my game crashed and just relaunching. But yeah, Dwayne, did any of those really stick out to you, or?
Yeah, so in particular, Cars is someone who sticks out to me. Mist is one, but Cars in particular, because Cars is actually the player who got me into competitive TF2 about 5 or 4 years ago, is when I met Cars on a TF2 center lobby, and he was the one who introduced me into the whole thing. In fact, he took me on his what's the challenge called? Fresh Meat Cup. He took me in as demo, and he got me a little bit trained up, and here I am still playing 4 or 5 years later, and I can just say that Cars is a very good friend of mine, and I was pleased to have him be my medic for the Fresh Meat Cup. Mist is someone I played with in, I can't remember, season 30 or season 31, in Lou Van Gaal's. We were playing Div 2. His DM has always stuck out to me. Mist is an absolutely incredible mechanical scout. He is DMing all day, MGing all the time. He knows his scout mechanics, and it is going to shine in this game, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just remember, you're here forever. So you can maybe thank Cards for that, I suppose.
I can.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're maybe not favoring their chances. Frenchies have done very well for themselves. I'm pretty sure they're a lock for playoffs. But Virtus.bro can be a bit of a spoiler in terms of seeding.
Looks like the game will be starting right now. The game is starting right now, rolling out to mid.
You're gonna have to radio cast for me, but my game is still crashed.
Yeah, that's fine. You're also lagging still. Rolling out to mid as we see here. See who makes it first, which demo. Kuna walking into through choke right now, getting the pack. Landing first sticky actually being beefed, second sticky not hitting anything. He is knocked down to the ground. He's now going up elbow, trying to get something out of it. 3 players on the red team going down. That means blue are going to have to bubble up around Cars right now, as the medical on the enemy team has went down. It's very important to bubble up around your medic if the enemy team have lost a medic. So here we are seeing it. Mist is playing with his medic and making sure no soldiers are bombing him. They just need to take it slow and take mid. I'm assuming that they're really just going to leave and try and get a force on second. Here we go. First mid goes to blue. Frenchies. No, the other one's Virtus. Walking into second here, Cars trying to take it a bit wide, making sure that he's ready to leave if anyone bombs him. Scout taking the high ground, missed of course. Tom's bombing in, taking that space that a pocket soldier always needs to be doing. Callback now going for a sack on Cars, landing 1 rocket, but getting cleaned up very quickly by Kuna with the lock and load. Neo possibly getting caught here. Neo going down as well. This is a full Uberad. Well, not a full Uberad, a 40% Uberad that is slowly dwindling down to 30%. I don't know if blue team are going to take this in or not. We'll have to see. They are indeed. Mist is going in right now through Shutter. Going in with Kuna. It's so important if this off class to be focused, but The medic also needs to be caught in this situation, considering that they are going to be getting Uber any second now. No medic pick was found in Virtus.bro's Uber, so they will just be leaving, hoping to get a force as they come out to second. Kuna setting sticks on Shutter, and in top river, expecting the enemy team to come from one of these two places, of course. Getting ready to throw lock and load pipes into the mix, dropping 3 people with a sticky trap that I found to be very incredible. Never used that myself, and goddamn, it worked very well. That's a drop on the Frenchies right there. All yeah, blue team is. Oh, you're back.
Working on it. Yeah, that's a pretty common spot. I'm surprised they didn't clear it, but. Yeah, just big brain from Kuna, and this last is so hard to push out of as they're just crumbling here on this last push. It's first round, 2 Virtus, very strong stuff for them.
Indeed. How long was that? 2 minutes? 3 minutes, and a round has went straight to Virtus.bro. Let's see what they take in this mid. Kuna still on lock and load, I'm pretty sure. Rolling out, landing some stickies on the soldier, 2 stickies on the soldier. Missed and lying soldiers on the bombing. No, it's taking actually quite a slow mid right here. No one's doing a lot. Even though the Solis did make a slight distraction at the start, I'm still waiting for some bombs to come in. Here we go. Tob's bombing in deep, then going back and waiting for an arrow point, getting it indeed. Looks like callback does take down cars, and of course, as I said last mid, all the Frenchies need to do is bubble up around their medic and make sure that he remains safe, and that is exactly how it is right now. It looks like Virtus have just almost had a wipe from that mid.
Yeah, in the end, just with cars going down, they just didn't quite secure their drop-down area well enough. You got to be conscious of that on Gully Wash mid. That soldier can just pop his little head up at any given time and just make your day a whole lot worse.
Yeah, as you say, you can just wait on Gully Wash mid and wait for the enemy team to cross point and then do a bomb. There's a lot of different timings you can do, and because you have to cross point to make anything happen on the mid, Solis do get a lot of opportunity to just bomb people who are crossing point, as I say. So this is going to be a full Uber ad for the Frenchies right now. Well, 40% Uber ad. They look like they want to take it river.
I mean, that's a classic Uber push. You can kind of take it river, you can pop in a scout in a demo, and just kind of see how it goes. There's a lot of different ways you can push Gully last, and oh my god, it gets crushed again.
Alien taking down the Sentry. Sentry going down, which is very, very important, of course, in last push, but blue team will be getting Uber in time. Looking like that Kars is just ready to remain safe with both his scouts. Neo picking up a frag on Tobbs. Under the point. Picking up a frag on Mist as well. Will he go for point and get the force? No, he will not. He will get cleaned up by Lanza, but that could have went wrong very, very quickly. So it's good to see that Kars has remained to keep his Uber. All they need to do now is push out of last on to second. Let's see how they take it. Kuna getting aggressed by a scout in lobby right now. Callback actually on the demo on last right now. Bringing the demo down, starting to cap point. Being destroyed by DQZ though. So it's going to be very difficult to push out of last without a demo right now, considering that no one can hold lobby as tight as the demo can. So let's see how they end up pushing out right now.
Oh, this last is good to push. Had to push out on the best of days, let alone without a demo man. So probably not going to be seeing any push out from him.
My HUD's broken right now. I can't see who's capped what point.
Well, I can see the game. So.
Red team losing their medic and 2 scouts right now. Blue team taking mid very slowly. Callback going in for a force on Kars. Kars having to use. Kuna bringing down Callback with that lock and load he's still using. Will they stack? Will they try to rush it for a big door? It looks like they try to take it slower and stack point. However, Kuna is willing to put some forward traps up, see if he can get any extra picks for his team. But it looks like nothing will be coming out of that, so he's just pressuring, trying to take second slowly. Equal Ubers.
I mean, they got the force with that. That's all they really care about. It's not having that Uber ad maintained on the second push, although they will probably have to give it up, maybe passive hold in river, but yeah, they're not going to be able to contest all that heavily. They only just got their spawners.
Absolutely.
Just got their spawners.
So we're looking at an equal Uber situation here. Of course, the Frenchies being on last and Virtus.bro looking into last. Let's see how they plan on getting a force out of the med, or maybe just some picks. They are playing very passive right now by choke.
Yeah, I mean, they say it's even Ubers, but with neither team having, you can't really make a push into the lobby, or it's very risky to. So it looks, I mean, it'll just be them just posturing us. As I say that, they do try to push out. on
Yeah,
Frenchie.
actually losing 2 scouts on their pushing out right now, which is an incredibly worrying situation for the Frenchies. And I wouldn't be surprised right now if Virtus decided to take it in through main on Mist, trying to get the force into that med, using both at the same time. Let's see what they end up doing in this exchange. I wouldn't be surprised if Mist just wanted to leave with cars after this, not getting much out of the Uber. They are just going to be leaving, trying to equalize Ubers. Top's going down during the exchange, though. However, Raph will also be getting dropped by himself, so... Oh, and Kuna going down. No splash classes right now in blue. Redding going to find it very easy to just walk out into second with no pressure from any splash classes. Cars is just going to have to leave his team right now. Will he be caught by Neo, who's currently following up on him? Cars has got Top's protection right now, but a lot of the enemy team are on mid, and no, some nice pipes from Alien. Cars just goes down. That means the Frenchies will have an Uberad to take midpoint with, and second if they so desire.
Yeah, that's a real shame. Kuna got them so much on that second push. Like, those lock and load pipes are so goddamn scary, just lasering down the scouts. But I mean, ultimately, if you beef the push into last, you can easily lose mid off that. So yeah, that's what we just saw.
Yeah,
Lancer is sniping in forwards. If he does get the soldier.
As I was saying last week, or the other day's games, this map is running on momentum every time people are playing it. We just saw people on last, and now we're going back to the Virtus.bro's last. So literally in a minute or two, we have just witnessed the tables turn so quickly. Alien actually walking into last as well. Sticking point for his teammates. See if anyone plays it from under, hopefully. Heavy has to go down during this, otherwise things are not going to work out too well for the Frenchies. Even though they have got 2 picks on Virtus, that Heavy is going to be covering a lot of ground and making sure that as long as he's getting healed, it's going to be very difficult for the Frenchies to make anything out of this push.
And this last is a really hard one to push, but I mean, they are just doing a really good job of holding it as well. Those off classes can be super effective on Gully Wash last, and just really showing that on the side of Virtus.bro.
Absolutely. So Blue will be pushing out of the Zubra that they've got, of course, trying to take second. Wish my HUD wasn't broken right now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But
let me just restart that.
Oh, are we gonna have 0 casters in the game?
No, my HUD's still broken, but I can work with it, it's fine. Equally, we have the Virtus.bro team on second, and Frenchies will be holding mid right now. It's just going to be a stalemate. They could bring out a sniper, they could take an exchange or a sack. We will have to see, but it's mainly up to the Frenchies right now, as they do have map control, and they are looking to get around back off of Virtus.bro. So let's see what they do. Looks like they're bringing heals big door, trying to pressure maybe. Sending a double sack in on 2. Oh, and it does not work at all. 2 soldiers going down for the Frenchies, and a Virtus.bro losing their demo.
Oh goodness, I now am inside the game client, so this is very poggers. I can finally look at the game.
Experiencing many technical issues during this one.
I mean, it's just a classic belly wash situation, you know, teams are outside of their sides of mid, you know. Virtus.bro trying to push in, holding on the side of Frenchies. This can go on for a really long time, and we all hope it doesn't, but the reality is, it really is kind of in the court of Frenchies to do something. They are on the deficit. Obviously, 20 minutes, a very long time, and you know, they'll hit the round time before then. But as I said, that core pack does go down to Kuna in big door, but with them losing their demo, that's actually really big, and there's a scout worming its way through water. Didn't manage to find much of anything, but this is a lot of space taken in the flank, and Mist actually gets dropped in that Uber from cars, as the force did come out, but this is Virtus.bro backing all the way out to last, losing Tobbs as well. They will get their demo man just about, so they will at least have that for the last. That can help a lot in that hold, but just sticks on the point. It is going to be the storm incoming for Virtus.bro here, and only a level 1 to defend it. That's down instantly. Missed as well. Uber just now being popped. Well, they're all Ubered on, so no cap time found. Just chasing out that DQZ Pyro underneath, seemed like, and it is going to be the equalizer found for the Frenchies. Really good, just force in big door, converted into a last push. Solid, just textbook TF2, as you would expect from them.
Absolutely. As you were saying, it was nice that they had the demo on last, but having 2 players down meant that the Frenchies going to push in of that Uber that they had was just always going to be destined to be a death sentence for Virtus.bro there. Well, shame to see that exchange and big door go down as the way he said it would. DQZ going underneath point right now, getting ready to pressure the medic as he's walking. Truly actually taking a decent amount of spam, walking up elbow. DQZ getting picked early on the mid though. I'm still waiting for a bomb from one of the blue soldiers. Here we go. Bombs happening.
That arrow actually was so good onto Tom. He would have just gotten completely denied. At least managed to trade because of that. But Virtus.bro there all the way out of mid 2 seconds. The submarine strat just not really working out for soldiers. They weren't able to pressure at all and just got shut down one by one. So good been executed as well from the Frenchies, as they will just be making this last, well, not really last push. It is even Ubers, but they will get second off of it.
Yes, as you say, there probably won't be a push into last, as it is equal Ubers and equal players right now, so we can expect us to stalemate pop up again a little bit.
On Spy.
Ooh, you might be seeing a Spy play popping up
and
there.
the Lancer Sniper as well, so it's the battle of the off classes. Mist's gun also does get spammed down. He's not having a great time on this engineer. Where's Raf going with this? He's found his way just about. He's around a lot of people right now. I don't know how he's gonna make it work. Yeah, hard to say. He's just kind of playing the security camera right now as Neo gets lasered down by the pipes of Kuna again. So with that Spy, with whether or not they're aware of it, they're basically 2 down.
Car's being forced just then in a very interesting position.
And Korvac goes down to the fully charged body shot. The Spy is still here. And Cars did get forced though, so huge Uber ad actually in the Frenchies. I didn't see quite how that happened. I was too busy watching the Frenchman. Well, the Spy. I guess they're all Frenchmen, but
yeah, I'm not too sure myself either how Cars are getting forced. I'm just going to assume because they got that pick, they want to get a little more aggressive and apply some pressure. But it was the callback bomb, but Cars was in a position on the low ground. I'm assuming that he was pressuring, trying to get that force on the enemy team. But Raph actually going in for a stab right now on Cars, bringing down Cars. 2 players going down on Virtus.bro. Kuna's still under the point, getting rushed by Karnax right now. Karnax currently taking out the demo, although he will be going down to the lock and load. Alien destroying the demo behind the point, and it looks like this will be another round for the red team.
That was such a weird situation. Like, I don't think Virtus.bro clearly didn't realize they had a Spy, because if they had, they would have realized that Frenchies at that point were basically 2 down with just like 2 picks and a security class or security camera on that last. So maybe just not having that bit of intel, but regardless, it's 2-1 up going into this next mid. As it's really fast soldier aggression, Korvac just dunks on Cars and only losing his life for it. They'll take that every day of the week. Just gonna try to find Olga in the backline. 60 HP, but Alien will keep his buddy safe. And yeah, that was just decimation for the Frenchies.
Absolutely, that bomb to big destroyed Cars, didn't it? My lord. After Cars went down, Patchouli was just ready to just leave choke, just in case the enemy team decided to rush him. So he will be keeping this Uberad that they want to push into last with. So let's see where they end up taking this, shall we?
Yeah, I would imagine it maybe be River or like Main. I don't know, those are kind of the 2 classic like Uberad pushes on this map, but only second just now getting even started to cap up, so actually surprised only Miss just now came up on NG. I really would have thought that he would have done that earlier to just make sure they had level 3 stuff for this last hold, because now probably only gonna be a level 2. But he does have the Pyro Bodyguard as Neo just charges the point with that Uber. There are no sticks on it, so this could be really deadly as well, but they're just not finding a ton of space, and Olga goes down immediately after the Uber along with Neo, so it's looking like a bit of a botched push in here for the Frenchies, as they're just gonna have to back out. Cars coming up on his Uber now.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, it was a bit of a botched push. Neo went under the point, even though there were no sticks on point, and Kuna was nowhere to be found underneath the point. So the whole Uber just still, they didn't get what they wanted out of it. And now Blue Team will be pushing out of last with their full Uber ad. It looks like Red Eye
Karnax is slippery here. He's on to Kuna. He's being slippery in lobby here. Actually, he could have even found more, but just decides to back up with his team after they lose Korvac. So good pick. It'll stall the push onto mid without a demo man. So yeah, he did what he could. But Tops is already trying to get in through choke, maybe feeling himself a little too much there. But not punished for it, so no harm, no foul.
Absolutely, Cars has still got
Raph
a 50% Uber
is cheekily under point right now. He's going river. I don't know how he got there, but he did. But it seems like at least Lancer is aware of it, and yeah, he's just gonna scout class the soldier, and you know, that's just how it is sometimes, you know.
It appears that they haven't made use of this 50% Uber ad they had, though. They had a small window where they could have taken mid for free, but they've now equalised Ubers, and even though Frenchies are down a soldier right now, it's obviously not as good as a 50% Uber. However, Patchouli getting forced right there. Two scouts on the blue team. No, sorry, a scout and a soldier going down on the blue team. Kuna making sure that they can't walk into that Uber that was just forced. So a nice denial choke by him right there. Neo's still trying to walk in. Alien trying to get some pressure as well, but Kuna just is not letting them have it. So let's see what they do with this Uber that they've like gained once again. I'm assuming they're just going to walk through choke with this. Although Kazi is walking big door right now with Mist and DQZ trying to take it slower through big door, it seems.
Yeah, DQZ just found Karnax on the flank there as well, so maybe saying there would probably be less pressure in big door because of that. I mean, yeah, Alien goes in, they're just gonna try to get the force nose. Alien Raf go down. Cars, he's safe and sound in big door, just chilling. So, I mean, you said that they kind of gave up a free push there, but when the Ubers are close as they were, like even if it is ad, it's very sketchy to make those pushes work. So you can't really blame them for not wanting to botch it and then like end up back on last.
Yeah, maybe 50% Uber feels fairly large to me, but as
especially
you can
because
see
it's
here,
so
it's all
easy to
worked
get
out.
forced. It's so easy to get forced pushing into that mid, and then you end up with Uber disad, so it's not the worth it maybe.
We are going to find ourselves in an equal Uber situation again, however. Let's see how they try to get the force out of the Frenchies in this one. It'll be very difficult with a Pyro and a Sentry being combined. Of course, before you sack anyone, you really want to take down that Sentry, but with a Pyro sitting next to it, it's going to be difficult. Have the lock and load from Kuna, of course. Not many people using the lock and load these days, and Kuna is using it, and just 2 pipes and that Sentry is down. No problem. They're actually going to be walking through Secret right now, going behind, trying to get on point.
They're just restricted. I don't really see that too often. You know, that was the classic League Wash hold. With Olga having to pop so much later, this is not going to be anything really for Virtus.bro. They did find Alien, but just that one pick for like 3 people on your team, it's not really worth it.
Absolutely.
Neo showing off his Highlander abilities, reflecting the lock and load pipe right into Lancer's face.
Soldier coming behind choke right now, bombing cars at the moment. See if he can get a pick. Will he be landing their shot? No, he will not, but he is still pressuring cars. Cars backing off. DQZ will be bombing the Saka, and the RAF will be going down. It is still an equal Uber situation.
Yeah, Top's tried to find something cheeky in river. Maybe Eyes not quite on it, and try to find a cheeky back cap. Pez is so common on this map, but nothing found. And it's just gonna be, despite all of those people dying, we're just right back where we were.
Absolutely,
and,
absolutely.
Such is life, I suppose.
Sentrygon will be going down again though, which means that the Virtus.bro do have a small amount of time to try and get a sack in. That is a level 1 sentry, but it's not as hard to take down as level 2, of course. Much less health. So let's see if they do try to get anything with this level 1 sentry that's certainly there right now.
Yeah, like as much as that sentry in the right spot with the Pyro is such a classic like belly wash hold, it's super easy to spam down from river like before it's fully set up. So perhaps a bit of a misplay. Like you can kind of build it by the spawn door and then move it if there's nothing like urgent happening. So. A little surprised they didn't do that, but that lock and load is so scary. It really is the direct hit for the demonstrations, man.
Absolutely. DQZ actually going under point right now. I'm not sure if anyone's aware of this yet. It looks like Callback is aware that DQZ under the point. Yeah, absolutely. He's making sure that no one can walk up to point as he's holding point quite closely. They will be taking exchange.
Uber's just gonna bot in, yeah. Uber exchange on point. Nothing really found. Not a ton of cap time as well. Scout goes down in the water along with the soldier, so. Yeah, it's just Virtus.bro again, not really finding anything, but at least they're trading the Ubers, so they're not like completely losing second off of it. As I said, the Lancer did go down, so they might actually have to give it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, Virtus.bro have no scouts with cars, so cars are going to be ready to leave. However, he is going to get bombed, and no scout with cars just then was very risky, as we saw the cars take 100 damage just then. Red team taking second pretty much for free, as Blue, of course, has to back out with no scouts in their team. But it looks like Virtus.bro are ready to recommit, as they did get picks on the red team as they were entering second. 4 players going down on the Frenchies just then. Equal Ubers, no more actually. Equal Ubers is not the case anymore. Patchouli is not healing anyone.
Yeah, well, they popped earlier going into last as well, so it still would have been about 20 ad, but compounded by Corback found cars. Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter because they lost the cap though. So Corback maybe has his mind in the wrong place. Medic frags, it's all well and good off the logs, but cap points are what win games, and we're tied up with just 9 minutes to go. So we'll have to see if they maybe can bring it out to a winner, or if we will be going to a golden cap. Another one for Virtus.bro.
Alien arriving at mid and not landing any early damage that you kind of want to look for on a demo man. Kuna pressuring the players, all playing on the low grab. He's shooting lock and loads, which aren't connecting. He's using stickies in those situations, so you can just land that reliable damage. However, red team is still kind of caught in elbow a little bit. Patchouli is only now just getting up elbow. No soldiers on the blue team right now means it's going to be very difficult to make anything happen. I would be surprised if the blue team just backed out. Being two of the same class down is quite an issue in any situation. And of course, being on mid, no soldiers means that you just cannot make things happen. So they will be backing out and they will be feeling confident enough to hold choke. But yeah, the red team take the mid for this round.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, you mentioned the lock and load. I think Kuna, I don't know if this is still correct, had like one of the highest demo man air shot statistics in like the whole league because he's been running that lock and load the whole time. But you know, it is just, it's not as reliable if you're not hitting those pipes. They just, you know, fizzle out of nowhere. So it's a lot of pressure from Big Door, and Karnax is on last. He's flanking to River. He's, you know, weaseled his way in through wood while all that chaos was happening in Big Door. But Lancer is the guard dog. He sniffed him out, and he smelled baguettes just cooking in the suppose. I don't know. That's my one French joke.
Absolutely, Karnax still playing behind right now. Mist and Lanza, or no, Karnax just playing under point right now. Mist still trying to chase him down. There are no scouts with the medic right now, which is, again, if the red team decide to sack, there will be an issue, seeing as no one could deny the bombs. However, Mist has just arrived on the medic, so that's okay now. We're all safe. Kuna needs to be locking down choke, pressuring, piping cut callback on mid from a very long distance by accident. Yeah. But as you say, we will just find ourselves in a stalemate here. Karnax is still we're trying to make something happen behind maybe. He's just hanging around the river right now, taking a very long time. I'm not sure if blue team are aware. I'm pretty sure they are, because Lanza is currently searching for him.
Fought him briefly, so I mean, I guess they figured just like, well, we don't really have to go back for Karnax if he's just not gonna do anything. So that's about a soldier combined there too. So Corpac actually gonna clean up both the players that went back for him.
They will be trying to bust Big Door as well.
Yeah. Maybe they're just flank control for Virtus.bro, just letting way too many people in wood there. As the Ubers are just, you know, classically just rubbing up against each other. We'll see what happens. Mist went down, got, you know, pretty low, but yeah, Kuna as well. This could be a very bad situation for Virtus.bro. Their spawners are very late for this last hold. I wouldn't be surprised if they just left a scout. They're not even a scout, they're leaving a soldier. And they're just gonna try to make it the last push thing. But Alien, he loses his head.
Absolutely. So as you say, it will be an ad situation for the Frenchies here. They did want to rush in there and see if they get that last point, but with the sniper right then just bring down the demo, they didn't feel like it was worth it, as they do have this Uber ad to still work with. So let's just see where they decide to take it. I would like to see a shutter push this time, honestly, but all the pushes I've seen so far have been from main and river, as you say. But let's just see what they decide to do.
Yeah, I mean, you saw, like, they lost Alien there, and that's just like, no, we're gonna cancel this. There's only 5.5 minutes left. They can wait for that demo man. And it's not worth just them botching it and not getting another shot at last, potentially because of it. I'd say that Neil gets kind of dropped in that Uber. They were trying to do a scout demo Uber through River, just not getting flashed in time, maybe not the comms there. Sentry's actually still alive. That's very good pyro work from, I believe that is DQZ, no, I guess it was Lancer.
Absolutely, the pyro pretty much denying the entire Uber there, just because he was reflecting every projectile that was wanting to go to that sentry. But just because of that meant that push failed pretty much. Anything, if that sentry went down instantly, I'm sure that would have worked out fine for them, honestly. But you know, pyro just denies the whole thing.
Oh, Top just kind of waddled into a trap, stared at it, and just, I mean, you get killed by those. I don't really know. I mean, it's the Uber out from Deep Birds here, so. No, Karnax tried for a spy cap on Lat. I was wondering what was going on with that, but he shouldn't find anything. He actually found TQC. That's very unfortunate. Actually, that distraction brought so many people back to fight the lone spy for some reason. I don't really know what happened there.
Yeah, the French still have an ad right now.
Yeah, what else? They got the force onto cars, trying to push in the second, and they still don't get it, so it's a really good situation for them now. The Sentry only level 1. Make the push in through Shutter. Sentry's down. Heavy's up though. And, oh, there's so much cap time though. They just run onto the point. This is very reminiscent now of Virtus.bro's last game. Have it so close, but they just kind of crumble at the end. Yeah, we saw the same thing obviously in a lot more dramatic fashion on Metalworks last week against Nerd Rage, but again, just losing around in these last couple of minutes to give up that golden cap minimum they had secured. So let's see if it can be a more successful mid.
Kuna landing some really good damage on the Medica, walking through big door right now. In fact, Patchouli isn't even wanting to walk through big door because he took that early pipe, I think, from Kuna just then. So just from that single pipe alone, it looks like the mid is pretty much won for Kuna, and the Frenchies aren't willing to lose their medic on a mid like this and then ending up in a tie. So they just want to back out, hold second, which is a very smart and fair play to make just now. Let's see, I'm assuming they're going to wait for the blue team to just make plays. Yes, of course, here they are. Walking in, being pressured by Alien. Alien not allowing anyone to walk in. That scout being destroyed in the sky. That is a demo, a soldier, and a scout down for Virtus.bro. Let's see if the red team are feeling confident enough to walk in, as there is a demo down. That's a nice pick you can get. Neo trying to pressure the soldier that's denying choke. Actually getting a force on the blue team right there. As long as Patchouli backs up enough, which is not happening right now. He is getting forced, sadly, and they are going to be trying to take mid this small Uber, the small Uber that they have left remaining. Karnax and Callback chasing down Hobbs, bringing him down. Unfortunately, Karnax eating a lock and load, sticky to the face.
Yeah, poor Tobbs. He's just been living his best roamer life here, just trying to find things, just dying repeatedly. You know how it is. DQZ's in River somehow. I don't know how that happened, but. And actually, it could be really important because they found 2 picks, so they're gonna have to back up into them. That was Olga as well, yeah. I keep forgetting he's Patchouli.
Patchouli in that. Yeah, maybe. Is that Olga, is it? Not Patchouli?
Yes, that is Olga.
Very misleading.
Oh, is Patchouli an actual person? I just assumed it was someone aliasing. Oh, so I did not even realize that apparently Olga isn't here. I've been saying Olga this whole time. I didn't realize Patchouli was a real person, and it sounded French enough to, like, just be an alias.
I see what you mean, as he is on the French team. Looks like Blue want to be taking this Uberad push through River again, trying to bring the sentry down, but the Pyro not doing as good a job as the enemy teams were last push. So Miss going under point, trying to go right into Alien, not getting the. He's finally getting the pick, but callbacks are with Alien, so of course Mist will die to him. That's 2 players down the blue team. They're not really getting much point play apart from here now. DQZ getting a bit of cap time. So blue team are feeling confident enough to walk back in, but nothing coming from it. So Carl's just going to be backing up River as fast as he can, trying to keep as much Uber as he can for his teammates here, leading big door.
I mean, with only 90 seconds left in the game, Virtus.bro really have nothing to lose by going for that push. They just want to try and make anything happen. You know, pain train soldiers, scouts, and all just trying to play that point, get the cap, but it doesn't look like they are going to be getting that. Frenchie's cap second. There's a minute left on the clock. It would take something monumentous for Virtus.bro to bring this back.
Absolutely, as you say, as they are in a disadvantaged position, they're having to leave no soldiers right now as well, so having to leave even more. Lanza's in forward spawn right now as sniper, see if he can get anything, but nothing coming from it, so he's going to be backing up. Red team are walking into mid right now, just going to be taking it for free, I'm assuming, as it is just Kuna and Lanza.
Yeah, Virtus.bro just all trying for second, trying to make that last Hail Mary play, but it's not going to work out for them, and that will put us solidly into the garbage time. Every Witcaster's favorite time to talk about things that are happening.
Absolutely, we'll have to talk about just a DM fest right now. Top's getting denied into the sky. Lanza's trying to fight the scout right now, but of course the scout's can heal, so he just will not be able to bring him down. This is just a DM fest really. There's not a whole lot of structure to talk about here, but yeah, I mean that was an interesting game.
He's padding his DPM, deaths per minute. And yeah, it's just, I mean, Tubbs on that, you saw that bomb, and that's just what he's been living like this whole game. It feels like just getting denied. He's doing his best, he's trying. That's all you can ask for. But that is the first snap. Gully Wash, the way of the Frenchies, in rather tragic fashion, I would say.
Even though the scores were only 2-3, I feel like the game had a lot of momentum in it. I saw a lot of situations where a team would push into last, it would fail, and then before they know it, they're on last just 2 minutes later. So as I say, last time I casted that, there's so much momentum going into Gully Wash. Honestly, back and forth, even if there were stalemates in some situations, it just felt so quick a lot of the time when things were happening.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, that's the thing with Virtus.bro as well. It feels like they always start out these games really well, and the couple times I have casted them. But it just feels like they sort of crumble towards the end. Like, they just can't close those games. They feel like they just lose that momentum, lose that vision, perhaps.
Yeah, as things become a bit more bit more, how do I say, a bit more tense towards the end of the game. If someone's winning, then yeah, people do end up losing, having a clear head. People just lose their clearness.
And I mean, it's not like they're performing poorly either, because Jesus Christ, Kuna almost hit 400 DPM.
Yeah, and that lock and load was working very well for him. I saw a little nice air pipe towards the end of the game there on callback.
Yeah, he was just making that laser beam just shine for him in this game, and it showed. Like, he almost hit, like, he was ahead of Alien by a mile on that, but Alien obviously doing very well for himself, just shy of 300. Like, considering how like long that game was, and Alien just sort of getting the full ups and downs of a player is, you know, still very impressive for him. And right behind that, you know, nothing too unexpected. Actually, Korvac doing very well for himself in this day and age. Seeing a soldier that high, you don't always see it actually over all the scouts besides Neo. So
absolutely, as we say, Gully Wash is quite a splash damage kind of map. That's why we're seeing the demos top scoring in damage here. Also, Alien only getting 12 deaths, which is something I really like to see on Demo Man. It's so important to stay alive as Demo Man, so important. And Alien really demonstrated that well here. I saw a lot of bombs come in from both demos, but apparently Alien's bombs were working out a lot better, as he did only die 12 times, as I just say. It was definitely an interesting one.
I mean, you want to talk about bombs? Like, again, I mentioned this in the garbage time. I felt so bad for him. Tobbs, my man, he's living the roamer life, truly.
Absolutely.
9 and 26. Like, you just gotta, you know, he's a good soldier. He was just following orders, following right in onto their team and getting mulched every single goddamn time.
Yeah, I mean, as you say,
what can you do about it?
Yeah, when your job is to get that force, it's definitely just you end up in that situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that says a lot more about like the enemy team's scouts than it does about your roamer necessarily. Like, you know, he was just getting absolutely eaten alive by Neo in particular.
Yeah, I see Neo in the DM servers fairly often. He does just kill everything, of course, as all Prem scouts should and do. They just dominate the skies, and if you're Tobbs and you're trying to get the force in that med, then it is going to be difficult with scouts just lying like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, medic sets, as you'd expect. Patchlui did get 14 more Ubers than cars, but that's kind of indicative of how the game went. It's not too surprising to see. Actually, Kuna got 19% heals, and he top-edged.
Very interesting there. This is what I was saying about the bombs. I was seeing him sacking with soldiers, and it actually kind of worked out apparently sometimes. Not all the time, as they did lose the game, and I do feel like that is so important to keep your demo alive as often as you can. And if you're sacking your demo in these situations, and in such a demo-oriented map, I feel like it's just so important to pump heals into him. We're seeing both scouts here with over 20% heals. So I do feel like there's just a slight missed opportunity on how much the Demo Man class can actually do, not in terms of damage, because as we see, Kuna dished out so much damage, but in terms of locking things off and just zoning. I feel like the opportunities are missed to do that if Kuna is dead so much more often than Alien.
Yeah, and I mean, Alien was just playing with the comp a lot more. It just felt like Kuna was, you know, he was trying to make things happen for his team, just trying to, like, you know, be the playmaker. You know, it's like, I'm the one performing right now. I'm hitting all my shots. I've got to try. I've got to make something work for this. And to be fair, in a lot of those pushes, he was doing that. But it ultimately just, the rest of his team just kind of lagging behind, at least stats-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. As you point out, tops there, 926. That's unfortunate. But of course, as I was saying, if you have to just get a force with people pushing in, then, you know, what are you going to do? You're going to end up in a negative KD situation. It's the Roma life, and there's not a lot you can do about that.
I mean, it's not just tops even. Like, the whole of Virtus.bro not really meeting their demo man up at the top of the scoreboard. Just, you know, you got the red wall in between the blue players. So, you know, it is what it is, and stats obviously aren't everything. They don't tell the full story, but I feel like that is really indicative of how that game went. Just in a lot of those fights, the DM of the Frenchies just winning out over of the Virtus.bro.
Yeah, absolutely, as you say.
Valiant effort.
Both scouts, both scouts getting over 200 DPM, which is at least what you want, but getting the amount of heals they did and not fragging out as hard as they did is quite unfortunate, but... Yeah. As we see Neo getting 25 frags there, but he did have 28% heals, which is what I like to see in a scout. I do like to see a top heal scout, to be honest. I mean, even if it is a demo-based map, as I was saying, scouts on top heals is so simple. I'm not too sure who the main caller is for the Frenchies, but if it's Neo, then it'd make a lot of sense considering that he was top heals.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it is the year 2020. Scouts just get the beam, they kill the soldiers. We just remove the scout class, I think. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Ban crossbow too, by the way. That, no, of course. But, you know, that was Gullywog, and we're heading into process now. A less demo-centric map, I would say.
I would absolutely agree.
I mean, every map is demo-centric to a point. Like, it is a very important class, but you can make a lot more on this map without it. So, you know, maybe the impact that Kuno was having, just maybe not able to keep his team in as much. They're gonna have to really see. I think the soldiers on Virtus.bro really step up if they want to have a chance in this, because you know, obviously we mentioned Tobbs. DQZ not doing poorly for himself, but not doing particularly well either. Just, you know, solid middle of the pack player. But that's not really good enough when you consider how much work that especially Korvac was getting on the Frenchies.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say there, a less demo designated kind of map on process, that is, but that does not stop the demo man from doing the job he wants to. We are probably going to see more fast runouts and sort of high bombs from soldiers in this, and scouts might get a slightly higher chance of shining basically during this game, as there is you know, a lot of Sully's bombing, a lot of scouts to deny bombs, right? That's pretty much it on Gully Wash. You, as I say, it's just so demo oriented. You can just walk forward and just do your job as demo man a lot easier. I would definitely like to see more sniper come out on this map. It is very long range. You get a lot of long sights, and I know Mist likes to play sniper. Lan's actually playing sniper in the pre-game right now, so I'm expecting to see more sniping this match, unless there is some kind of momentum going and someone takes a dominant turn in the match basically.
Yeah, Lanzer was playing most of the sniper in the last map as well, so I would not be surprised to see him on the head clicker man, of course. And but you know, as you say that, those scout combo might actually be very necessary though, because with the soldiers have so much potential on a map like Process, you really need your scout combo to be, I would say, more close knit than Virtus.bro's was in the last map, because you know, Cars was just getting his head landed on. You saw that one mid where they just got absolutely decimated. Like, you need your scouts to be there with your medic and just protecting those bombers. But as I say that, it's all theory, but we're going into the game.
We will be going into the game, as you say, just then. Let's see who ends up getting to mid first on which team, Kuna or Alien. Let's see.
Let's see if we see any Kato rollouts. This could be very interesting.
Kuna landing the rollout, pretty much arriving at the exact same time. No
but
first stickies in each other.
Just gonna steal the pack. A little cheeky, smug smile on his face, I'm sure.
Kuna, of course, having the high ground, being ready to aggress over left side. The red team playing quite far back right now, taking a little while to take that ground, but it will not stop Tobbs from being the first one to go down. 2 players on the red team going down. It looks like the Frenchies have just decided to leave mid, and they will give it to the blue team. That was a very quick mid. Not a lot happened. Just players went down at the start, and the Frenchies want to just pretty much keep the rest of their players alive and not lose second, basically.
Yeah, really good soldier synergy for Virtus.bro on that mid. You saw just Tobbs drew so many eyes, and it gave really good in for DQZ to find those kills. So, you know, just well executed, clean mid for them, and they'll see if they can convert this on the second. It is even Ubers, so no real pressure. Tobbs is on Spy, but did he leave spawn? Yes, he did. This is exciting. We're this early in the game. 2 minutes in, not even 2 minutes in, like it's 1 minute in, and we're seeing a Spy. This is, you love to see it.
Yes, as you say, the Spy will be coming out. Let's see what Tobbs wants to do with this. I'm gonna wait until he actually goes somewhere before I start saying what he does.
He's fooled everyone. He peeked choke disguised as a friendly heavy. There's no way they are not fooled by this. And yeah, he's just a little odd to see him go sewer because you do have those shutter doors, but didn't seem like they spotted him. Well, you have to imagine that they're going to get suspicious eventually, not really seeing both soldiers, especially Tobbs would be in IT, so. But it's in, and it will be a bit of a distraction bomb from DQZ, so. But he's already dead, so it's going to be on Zane to just try to find something. Raph went down in choke on the counterstack, so not going to lose anyone on that. And Tobbs, he finally revealed himself, did find Alien, so that's a big pick. And the Uber exchange happening in choke while that happens, seemingly simultaneously, so Karnak's going down to the laser pipes from Kuna. That's going to be a very nice push on second. Still have the Spy.
It is quite shocking that that didn't work out too well for the Frenchies just then, seeing as the Frenchies pushed all the way through IT with nobody spotting it, as nobody on Virtus.bro was watching IT. They just came up behind cars, and even then they still lost 4 players somehow, and it looks like that the blue team will be wanting to pressure still in this situation, even trying to take some space if they are being allowed to take it. Piping the demo there, maybe Miss might follow up on that.
Tom's got the medic! That's hilarious.
Tom, he was still ready to commit.
He got Alien as well with the revolver. Yeah, nah, that's first round to Virtus.bro. Tom, maybe just saying, you know, soldier's not my class. I'm gonna play spy from now on. But really well executed first round from Virtus.bro. Equally misplayed for Frenchies, but you know, it is what it is. You take this.
Kuno rolling out to mid. Will he hit the ramp surfer? Yes, he will. Alien landing a little bit later, so Kuno a bit faster right now. Callback over, rolling out fast on Kuno, landing some damage on him, but not getting the pick.
Again stole that
DQZ
pack.
on 1 HP though, just about surviving. Lance taking it very far right in the mid right now. No high ground from the scouts, so Raph will do that large bomb, taking out the medic and the demo. The red team just now need to bubble up around Patchouli and make sure that he remains safe and does not get picked here. It's so important for the scouts to bubble up around Patchouli in this situation where the blue team are just going to dive for their medic.
We said that it is actually even numbers, surprisingly, but the health is really bad on the blue players. Yeah, actually, off their positioning, they're capping mid. You know, Patchouli just saying, you know what, it's not worth like losing my life, losing this Uber, we can just repush this, it'll be fine. And they will just be doing that, and actually just barely dying the cap for Alien, so nothing really even lost. Mist and Tubbs went in, but not going to find their mark. And yeah, they're out to second now, so a mid actually won by Frenchies eventually.
They will be taking it through IT here. See if they can get anything fast. They probably will be using straight away. I'd be surprised if there was just no pop here. A med drop actually happening from DQZ's rockets. So if you go for top IT, the plan is probably to use, but it looks like they just tried to hold on to it for a little bit longer than they probably should have. Cars will be going through IT with DQZ. No, he's coming back out into second. Oh, he's making his mind up. Waiting for a player to arrive. Mist arrives to Cars. They're going to be taking mid for free. The Frenchies just crumble in that situation. As you see it, if you want to go for IT, you probably want to be using. Do not try to hold that Uber, because situations like that will happen. And we see it here right before our eyes, people.
Yeah, I mean, you can understand why Patchouli would want to hold on to the Uber for as long as he could, but, like, you can take so much spam in that case. In that case, he literally was kind of unlucky as well. He got hit by, like, the splat from a lock and load pipe and a rocket from DQZ at almost the exact same time. Like, as much as I can sympathize with him, a bit of a misplay. But that Uber did come straight in where they were trying to do it.
Yeah, as we saw, Cars took it
Alien got caught out by Alien got caught out by the race car man, just run over by the scout class. But it's gonna be a disset push into last, but that disset doesn't matter until the Frenchies actually have their Uber. So it's probably gonna be a dry push trying to happen. It's so hard to dry push in that Sentry with the off classes. Yeah, that's just gonna be them falling back and probably just holding back towards choke with the Uber Desad.
Absolutely, we'll have to be living second right now, because you don't want to wipe on second. If you wipe on second as a team, you'll be losing mid as well, so it's best for the blue team just to back up here, try to get a force on the medic if they can, and then you just leave. But the Ubers are getting closer as we speak. It's now a 10% add for the red team, and they will actually be using and trying to get something out of it. Maybe taking some space, but I'm assuming Carl's just going to recommit with his friends here, or teammates maybe, both probably. Nothing coming out of the Uber.
You hope.
Yeah, you'd hope that they're friends, wouldn't you? But you never really know.
At the very least, cordial. But, I mean, yeah, that's a bit questionable. Obviously, you can understand trying to do something with that very slap Uber ad, but they didn't really manage to find much of anything. You have to imagine that Kars has got enough of a brain to just kite around rock.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if they've got a 10% ad, it's not worth holding close, because they might just go off it. They might even just go for an exchange, and then you happen to not have Uber, so it's always important to hold back if you don't have Uber. Just a little bit. Walking in through one right now, try and take some space. Sentry will not be going down straight away. This is a rather long time it's taking to kill the Sentry. It does eventually go down, but it's just they didn't take enough ground or much point play or anything of that, because Sentry just lasted for so long. So I needed some soldiers to be spamming that at the same time as the demo. And therefore the push was just a fail, and the red team are going to get an opportunity to push out of last here. Going to be taking it through lower lobby, using straight away, jumping, see if they can get any picks.
DQZ was in a very sneaky spot, but yeah, Neo just kind of mulching there, as you would expect. Scout on the Uber, getting that full Chad beam, as it is, but actually, I know he's gonna be mid health, second taken for Frenchies, so still a better position than they were in. And Soldier Oh, yeah, he tried to get in, but nothing found. But strangely not dying there, despite bombing directly onto point. But, you know, whatever.
Yeah, it's very nice to not see some of the stalemates right now. There's a lot of back and forth gameplay right now. We're looking at another Uber rad for the blue team. Let's see if they end up getting any picks of this IT push that they're doing right now. And again, as we see, like, using straight for kill IT, not risking anything. Maybe they won't get any picks, but at least, you know, the medic's not getting too spammed, not going to drop or anything like that.
Yeah,
they will be getting
actually...
picks. Patchouli will be getting Uber in time, so they actually might be catching cars out. If cars does not get run out fast enough by Mist. Leaving IT was a very, very smart idea there. Much better than Choke, where you just like to get bombed high. Now he's getting caught on the lip there, and Alien will be bringing down cars. That will be an Uber ad for the Frenchies as long as they protect their medic.
Yeah, and that they seem... Oh, I say that though. Mist is in behind on last, just gonna try to spawn camp Wrath. He was already out though, so... It looks like he's just gonna be going down in 2v1 here. At best he's gonna trade, but not even that. Valiant attempt. But as I say that, it should be Frenchies just trying to muscle their way onto mid with that ad. Scout, Karnax just kind of getting ignored by Tom right now, but he's also whipping all the shots, so you can see why. And yeah, he did go down to Lanza there, so it's gonna be what they're at here. They can fight this, and Patchouli is not on the Uber yet. So that doesn't mean a whole lot until that happens. And Korvac and Raf go down to Neo as well. So yeah, they don't have the Uber, but maybe a little overzealous just trying to get into mid with that. That's definitely a misplay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alien, very nice spam there behind Ikuzi, trying to get through all.
Into mid the way they did just then, it's pretty much, in some ways, it was like no one had an Uber. No one did have an Uber in that situation. Therefore, blue team felt confident enough to fight the red team, and the red team did pay for that, of course. As you say, we were on mid just then, and we're now all the way back on last, just because they didn't make anything happen with that ground they were taking, and then blue team just started to make use of that and just bomb in on the red team here and just get a load of picks, basically.
Yeah, and maybe a bit of disrespect sort of coming out onto the Virtus.bro players, just saying, you know, you can't really stop us from just dry pushing this, but yeah, well, they clearly couldn't either, so you know, just gonna be the reset, and it's a classic stalemate. Toss us last. They're in the standard hold, they're in the Iron Man position. Medic's got his dispenser armor, sentry on the point. I usually see the sentry on the ramp, but I don't think it's really gonna matter. And yeah, lobby control just not being taken for the
Absolutely, I'm loving what Alien is holding right
Neo
now.
just clicks on ahead there. Lanzer goes down, but he was on the sniper as well, so understandable. Tobbs goes down as well, but they're bleeding 2 here, so that's very risky. They can at least go for a really deep sack here on Frenchies, and yeah, they're the force all the way out
2
in
picks
choke.
you can push out, and yeah, Neo being on the sniper being a slight issue because you are like technically 1 combat class down during that, but not really making a difference as the red team will be getting forced here, and it is going to be equal issue. There's 10% ad for the blue team, but Choke not being locked down, so so Sully will just bomb in and just pressure these people trying to cap point again. Nice pipe from Alien there onto the scout, but Choke needs to be locked down very soon, otherwise people will just start walking in again. Alien needs to be on that right now.
Yeah, Cars is really far forward here with only a soldier. That was a little sketchy, but the rest of his team's here now, so yeah, I'm not gonna get called for it. But Frenchies, they're back on the second hole. And we've seen this go a little disastrously for them before, but it is still even Uber. No off classes, no stalemate breakers to be found yet. To be fair, we haven't had many stalemates. Just really some last holds, but which is always good to see.
As you say, it's been a pretty back and forth kind of game. Even though the scores are only 1-0 right now, it does feel like there's been just constant momentum going on. It's nice to see. You do find a lot of stalemates in Prem games as the stakes are feeling quite high, but here we are watching a back and forth game. The score's still only remaining at 1-0. A stalemate happening right now though, so let's see what the blue team decide to make out of this. As they do have map control, I'm expecting them to do something. Even though they could park the bus, 18 minutes and 1 round up isn't really a good opportunity to park the bus, so yeah, having map control, I'm expecting them to do something first. Let's just see what that is.
Yeah, I mean, this is finally a bit of a stalemate, a bit of sanity, I guess, being found. We are still playing TF2 in control point game mode, and yeah, skirmish is being found. That was, I actually didn't miss it, but DQZ went in for a bomb, but Patchouli, he had balls of steel. Did not care that he got dropped to 60, just held onto the Uber, a little surf onto the fence. Nice stuff. And Raft exchanging the favor, going for a little bomb in. Oh, Kuna went down there too, so a little far forward in the choke, getting pressured, and it's the force from Cars in that choke. Patchouli having to pop a fair bit later, so way better for them. But surprisingly, not trying to find anything with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Cars playing so far back on point during all that, just because he expected a sack coming from those, they just sacked in a player. So it's been great seeing him play so far back. There was no force coming in from it. The only thing is that Kuna didn't have the choke lockdown too tight, so they were able to just walk in, and then Cars felt a bit inclined to take an exchange in that situation. So that's fine because the Ubers are equal and the situations are still. It's the situations what it was before the Ubers, but yeah, not a lot's happened out of that.
Yeah, Kuna maybe just feeling himself a little too much there, just saying like, yeah, you know, it doesn't matter that we're one down, I can just lock down this choke all on my own, and well, he couldn't. And went down for it. Could have been disastrous, but it's just pretty much even Uber's been out here. Very slight ad, but nothing able to be pushed off of for Virtus.bro here, as we're just, well, nothing's changed really, despite all of that.
And as we saw last time, I'm expecting the blue team to send another sack, as they do, as I said last time, have map control. Let's just see what they do, though. Maybe even a sniper come up right now, seeing as both, in fact, all scouts are so capable of sniping in this game. I'm just waiting for a sniper to pop up, but we're just sort of just doing some spam and not even pressuring choke very deep. It's very, very stalematy right now. Let's send in a sack, people. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it is, while it is kind of the priority of Frenchies to make something happen, they also don't really have to. Like, if it does come to that, the round timer does favor them. I really hope it doesn't come to that, because that would be really boring, but...
Yeah, as you say, if the clock did actually take down 7 minutes, the red team would be just go back to a mid, wouldn't it? Go back to a mid fight, so, yeah, as you say, it's kind of important for something to happen right now.
Yeah.
Raph pressuring inside IT quite deep right now, but not a whole lot coming from any of that spam. Raph taking a lot of spam himself though. Just lock and load pipes going into second, and they are just disappearing, of course, as the lock and load does. There's just not a lot happening right now. Not even a spy plan. I'm expecting both teams to get suspicious of spies at this point.
Yeah, no sags, no off classes, not even really any aggressive spam.
Yeah, blue team though will be aggressive in IT. Let's see what they try to make it out of this. So yeah, pressuring Big Door, pressuring IT, trying to get a bit of a pressure on the enemy team, making them get a bit confused about what they're going to be doing next, and then sending a sack through choke. A very nice idea. The red team will be, of course, making use of this one pick that they've got. Let's see, hope that choke is held tight enough and they feel confident enough to either take an exchange or just not let them walk in the first place here.
Yeah. I would be very surprised to see an exchange, but yeah, just the counter sack from Raph not really working out. As I said, that if core back in with the second, and that will find cars, and the force comes out, so yeah, no, just very late pop, almost completely after the Uber was over for Patchouli. I see saying Patchouli, it's Patchouli, but whatever.
Red team only just getting their soldiers one is
double soldiers,
humongous
Tubbs and DQZ. Yeah, Tubbs and DQZ did find their mark there, but Tubbs and Kuna went down. Land's only finding Krenex in exchange. This should be mid the way of Frenchies, and I think Virtus.bro are maybe in a little too far here, bit off a bit more than they could chew. Yeah, this cars went down there.
Even though the Virtus.bro were only one player down, they were, however, they did have a medic up, so in some ways the red team had a few more players because they had a medic down, but they had combat classes up, and of course combat classes completely out-damaged the amount of heals that medic could be putting out, so of course they just collapsed onto cars and the rest of Cars and the rest of the team, and it just didn't work out for them. So we'll be going to a 30% Uber ad for the Frenchies right now.
Yeah, I would have really preferred to see Virtus.bro just kind of seed that mid and go back to second with their Uber ad. Did try, there was a bit of a refight there. Frenchies were just waiting around choke for their spawners, but nothing found of it after Tubbs and Kuna went down. But aggressive players here from the Frenchies, Raph and the Momentum as well on Alien, actually very far in. Should get caught here. Yeah, there he finally did. And yeah, that's 3 picks for Virtus.bro here. It's a little curious here from Frenchies. A little miss, but they haven't even kept mid yet, and they've fed 3 players in second, so who really knows what's going on? Tubbs went down for the force, but missed as well, so just kind of what you expect. Cars, again, a little far forward, but hits a nice little surf onto the pipe to ultimately save his life.
Absolutely. Cars was by himself for a very long time. A very nice surf, though, getting out of one so smoothly. But Cars was missing out on some heals for about 10-20 seconds, and he would have moved by now if he did have a play with him, but he was just not getting the communication he wanted, it seemed, and it did seem like no one wanted to play with his medics, so they are only now just about going to get Uber. It is enough to be pushing out of last with, so let's see what they do. Cars avoiding the bomb very, very well, going forward, not backing up into last. He knows that callback's going to come behind him, so he just goes forward and gets away from that bomb. Lovely, but let's see what they end up doing with Zuba.
Karnax is in a sneaky spot, but no, Cars, he's not gonna try to milk that. He would have survived Raft, but then Karnax was just about to drop down and show him a surprise. So
not a whole lot coming out of the Uber though.
70% dis. Yeah, I mean it was a really good force there for the combo of Frenchies. So nothing found of it for Virtus.bro. Just DQZ trying to get forward, find anything he can. Neo actually cleaned up Kuna. I wasn't sure quite how that happened. But yeah, 3 players down just to find Alien. It's not really worth it.
Yeah, Kuna didn't have one of those bombs that he's been doing all game. He did a very aggressive bomb into choke, and they just cleaned him up for it. But of course, the red team do, of course, have an Uber out here, and they will be walking into choke. Cars will just be leaving lobby, as that's all you can really do in this situation. Tubbs will be getting a sack in, however, he will be getting air shot right out of the sky by callback. A lovely air shot there. However, Alien will be going down, which is going to be a huge issue for the red team to be pushing in, especially with
but they're just
blue team getting Uber very, very soon.
Yeah, but they're not quite upon it yet. There's so much cap time for the Frenchies, but I don't think they can really justify staying in at this point, at least not until that Uber's over. Lancer and Mist go down despite it. Actually, this is looking so bad for Virtus.bro. They just need to stay on that point. Let's try to stall for respawners. DQZ is here, but will even get to leave spawn time? He won't. 1-1 now for Frenchies. And yeah, this is momentum really back in with them.
Absolutely. 20 minutes and 2 rounds, but it has felt like a very fast-paced game, as you say. There's been a lot of bombs, a lot of aggression. It's been very, very nice to see, because I keep saying it, but you see so many stalemates in these higher division games, but it's just not really happening here, even if they are only 1-1 right now. It looks like DQZ will be going in fast, taking the pack. Lands are going on the high ground, of course. Mist running around on the floor right now. See if he can get any picks down there, but nothing coming of it so far. Top's bombing deep right onto Raft, and he will be damaging, but not getting that pick. So it looks like blue team will just want to be backing up and keeping Cars alive. Yeah, Patchouli went down. Cars will be staying alive for this situation. Hopefully they just want to retain that ad, and maybe they can make something of it.
Yeah, I mean, a really good job from the soldiers. They're just getting a lot of work on that mid, but even if they lose it eventually, DQZ has just been getting that pack consistently and also living for it, which could be a huge asset to your mid fights, just that little edge that you kind of need. And obviously as well, Tops and DQZ falling up again at the end to find Patchouli. Will just be the repush in. You'd hope their goal ultimately here is just to get through choke, ideally without popping, but they probably will, you have to imagine. They haven't yet though. Tops did go down, trades with Raft, so nothing really too big happening there. And yeah, quitting up Karnax, they actually will not have to pop. Just having a little guitar solo instead.
Taking it for IT, where they probably will be popping, because you do want to use for IT most of the time, otherwise you end up just getting dropped by sticks right above there. But thankfully, of course, Cars will be popping early, being aware of these kind of situations where people will be sticking and spamming right where IT comes from, of course. And they will be getting nothing out of the Uber, but that's fine, because they've got second. They can try and get the force as the red team push out of last into second. Tob's going for a play in second, getting wrath with that. But the red team still contain their Uber right now. We're just waiting for a force, but no sollies on the blue team right now. It looks like they just have to back up. The force will be coming out though, and this is going to run out Cars. Hopefully they can keep them alive and retain the ad to push into second with maybe even last if it's a big enough ad.
Yes. I would have almost preferred if they Virtus.bro just tried to get second off of their positioning there instead of having to pop the Uber, because even if they did manage to get the force in the end and maintain their advantage in the long run, they really lose so much off of having to do that, and you know, they have to be the ones gaining ground here. They have to be the ones putting rounds on the board at this point. But as I said, Korpak and Karnax actually went down. Really nice job from DQC and Lancer. So yeah, it's gonna be Virtus.bro back the way of mid back of Virtus.bro. I can't speak words.
Bringing 2 scouts for chokes. If anyone bombs Cars, the Cars will probably be safe, and they have still got a small 30% ad, but I wonder if they'll be making use of this here. I'm assuming not, as the red team will have spawners soon, and they probably just want to stabilize, get everyone buffed, see if they can get a sack and enforce the mid. I'm assuming they're not going to make use of this 15 ad that they've currently got. Getting a pick, of course, so you've got a nice opportunity to take lobby and see if you can get any sack in or anything nice like that. See what they do with this pick.
Yeah, I mean, you'd expect just to see a counter like this. They are really deep in 5. Kuna as well. Actually, Kuna's the most committed of anyone. Yeah, with Neo spawning like now, yeah, Lancer went down. So they have to stop leading players in here. Tubbs nearly went down, but just getting out of lobby in time.
Looks like the Frenchies are getting very aggressive in lobby. Just this one pick that they've got, actually taking all the heals into lobby, see if they can get a nice angle, maybe some nice spam, and then send a sack off of that spam they land. But nothing coming of it as the Virtus.bro do get their spawners back. So red team will just be backing out, seeing if they can hold last and turtle up a bit safer.
Yeah, I mean, this is about as close as you could have gotten to like a forward hold on this map. And we finally are seeing some pick classes, some stalemate breakers come out. It's Lancer on the sniper. He's going to be going up against Neo on the head clicker man. And both obviously very accomplished, very skilled at the class, but have to see if they can find anything. The first shot's been fired out and won, and it's going to be Neo winning that duel with the help of some spam from Wrath. Just taking off that overheat heal. But Kuna did actually manage to find in the end. DQC and Kuna to combine to find Alien as well. So that's 2 very big picks, including the Demo Man on this last. So maybe you could be seeing a push in. Cars did get through. It really dropped to the Sentry. That's a little awkward. And yeah, Sentry a little bit of a different position than usual, but maybe just rushed, I think, for Virtus.bro. They didn't seem like they were aware of the Sentry. They didn't seem like they had the information you need to make the push. Only losing 1, they probably won't lose 2nd off of it, so they have that to be thankful for at least. But I would have really liked to see them just, you know, take a deep breath before that push happens. You have a couple seconds of leniency there. Like, scout out the last. Make sure you know what you're getting into before you just run at them.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, demo pick was really, really crucial. In fact, even getting a demo pick in a game, I feel comfortable enough to walk in because you get so much opportunity to play point. You don't have to expect sticks. There was a nice opportunity. But the thing is, they were in 2, and 2 eats so much spam. But if they just maybe committed and took at least half of the side, as there was no demo to pressure them, take down that Sentry, and you could have maybe made something happen in that exchange. But they're just playing it safe. Stakes are quite high. There's only 5 minutes left. You could end up on last in 2 minutes, so they're just going to play it safe again.
Yeah. I feel like they weren't really aware of where the Sentry was because Cars nearly dropped to it. But yet Neo again, just winning against Lancer, betrayed by Kuna. We've seen this before. And Korvac went in, trying to find something off this couch, just trading. But you'd have to imagine Frenchie's backing out now with 1 player to add. And have to see if we see anything from the franchise. Actually, really, that does pop in off that ad, and it's quite a bit better for the Frenchies. But Raph went down in that, so. No, ultimately, Uber being better doesn't matter if you don't save your players with it. And as I said, the heavy is out on the point. Tubbs missed so down. Yeah, no, they're not getting this huss. This is all hope. There's a Putus on point, and that'll just cancel them entirely.
Yeah, as you say, they're getting 2 picks spent, and they have a very nice opportunity to walk in and try and get something. They did walk in, and they did get that exchange up, so they wanted to, and Cars live, so the Ubers are remaining equal, but of course, the Virtus.bro being 2 players down means that, well, they were 2 players down, meant that the Frenchies are feeling confident enough to push out right now. As long as the Alien locks down Choke and locks down them from walking forward, it should be okay.
From Tubbs, found by Kyrex, just about.
That backcap really threw them off, and they just turned around, and then Blue just collapsed on them. Walking into last right now, gonna get that cap probably with 4 minutes remaining.
Cap second, guys.
This is why my HUD's broken.
Oh, Korvac came back and actually stalled the cap. I didn't see him bomb there.
Kuna sticking right spawn though, making sure they're right there. They just need a soldier on left, and it's fine anyway. They get the cap with only 4 minutes remaining. A little bit of a technical issue there, my HUD being broken, not realizing second wasn't capped, but excellent because Kuna just stickied off the spawn, and he knew that he could hold left with a few more sticks on that side as well. So it's nice that he just got on that point straight away when he had the opportunity.
Yeah, really good play coming out from Virtus.bro there, just knowing how to make use of that advantage, and Korvac nearly with the hero plays if he could have stopped second, but you know, ultimately, Valiant's done. Didn't work out for him. As we're going into the mid once again, DKZ did manage to get up to his shenanigans and steal that pack once more, so it's just going to be getting a little too much in his Virtus.bro's grill there, because he have to back out, but Lancer goes down in that mid, so this is looking a little bad for Virtus.bro here. They don't really have a lot of positioning, and I'll just have to back out through Joke. You know,
they just have to keep their players alive.
They don't want to wipe on mid and end up on last already with 3 minutes left. That would be quite disastrous. Alien actually nearly went up to spam and choke there. They had to fight from Kuna to find it. He's found so much with those Mist did go down for, but and yeah, Kars actually does get forced in the end. So
Absolutely.
Oh, no.
With Kuna getting that peak on that demo, man, he did get the demo in the lock and load, but it's no stakes from chokes. The enemy team just like saw that and they just walked in, and this is how this situation has ended up. The blue medic going down, the red medic staying alive. Not the situation you want to be in when you're one round up and there's 2 minutes remaining. However, Julie will be going down.
Nice one from Tobbs. Yeah, nice bump from Tobbs to find him there. A bit of a salvage, really, because that would have been an uber ad push until last, but Spawner's only just coming in now for the Frenchies, so that's very clutch from Neo won that fight on 1 health. Oh my god, yeah, that's taunt worthy for sure. He doesn't even care that he died. Maybe just styling on him a bit, but with only 2.5 minutes, they do have to make this push work, or they will be splitting the points here.
Karnak's going for a flank there, but DQC just absolutely denying of him, taking him down 2 rockets. No scouts on the Frenchies right now, so I'm pretty sure the blue team will feel confident enough to walk in, even though they are sacking Alien into choke, and that is now no scouts and no demo on mid in current situation, so not ideal for the Frenchies right now. So let's just see the blue team walk in. Scouts hopefully taking the high ground. Demo bombing in deep, getting an amazing pick on Patchouli just then. What a lovely bomb. Even though Kuna goes down, it's a nice bomb. However, Cars will also go down. I did not see, but I'm assuming Callback did a nice bomb onto Cars there, just denying the Uber ad that they had the potential to keep.
Kuna is just playing like roamer demo right now. It's really impressive to see, and he has been finding just so much work for it, but if they've almost wiped there, again, just securing even Ubers for this last push. There's 90 seconds left. We've seen this before. Karnax, oh, that's very sneaky. He was actually all the way in through 1, and I don't think they're actually aware of it yet. They're all just on left for Virtus.bro, so maybe a bit of free intel there for Frenchie. But with a minute, they have to make this push work. They're down a round. I'm surprised we don't see them running in. I suppose they can get the super, but that leaves them with so little time.
Yeah,
at that point, you can just Virtus.bro can just pop off on point. That being said, that didn't work out so well for them on Metalworks against Nerd Rage, so maybe just counting on that, as they'll be fine with Frenchies committing in through 1. Sentry did just about manage to go down, but Alien went down to Lancer there. And yeah, Virtus.bro, all they care about is the point here. Kars has that Uber, he can just Toth strat this. They can just stand on the point with that Uber and stall it out for so long. It's only Karnax and Patchouli up. Patchouli actually never came up on his Uber.
Is a humongous issue. Patchouli can actually get Uber any second now and turn
yeah, but they only have 20 seconds, it doesn't matter.
Oh, Patchouli going down anyway.
Why are Virtus.bro pushing out here, man? They really, if they wipe here, they can still lose. And Karnak's got
Kuna being down crucial right now, but as you say, there's only 10 seconds left. I'm pretty sure that they won't be able to get the cap in this time, but it's not looking great. Honestly, I've seen situations like this before.
The bomb's it, so much.
This is what I mean. It could have been so close just then, but the map will go to the blue team Virtus.bro. Very, very back and forth game. Scores remaining 2-1.
Yeah, that'll be the points split in the fixture. And I would just try to find some logs here. There you go, got some logs here. And let's see what we got to look at here.
Neo getting 33 frags. Humongous, top damaging as well.
33 frags, just shy of 300 DPM. And then again, Kuna, we're seeing him again at the top. I swear he would equip the gunboats if he could, because I don't feel like I saw him get kills with stickies. That lock and load was just... It was something to watch. But, I actually wonder what his heal percentage was. So yeah, actually a lot more this time than we saw on Gully Wash. 30%.
Indeed. Kind of what you like to see on them, man. Have Callback ending up with 11 to 19, 240 damage, and Wrath ending with 7 to 20, 220 damage a minute. Seemed like it was working out too amazing for the red team soldiers just there, the Frenchies.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot more normal than the heal sprint we saw in the last map for Virtus.bro, with the Dumb getting 30%, Scouts just behind him. You kind of expect that, and other than that, it's nothing too surprising to see.
I mean, Neo popping off that game, getting 33 frags, like 3 times as many frags as Alien and Callback there. It's crazy to see him in frags, seeing as it's not a scout-based map. How many picks were on Sniper? 5 picks on Sniper. It's still a humongous amount of frags you're getting on Scout there.
Yeah, I think most of those picks that he was getting on Sniper was onto Lancer, who was counter-sniping at least like 2-3 times. So, you know, that is something, and obviously still impressive and worthwhile to be getting, but it is just that in the end. And yeah, I mean, we just saw every time I saw they were bombing, like Neo was just in their face, denying soldiers, just doing so much work, and it really showed in the logs.
Absolutely. And Cars only getting 6 deaths in 30 minutes. Of course, the game was only 2-1, but it was a lot of back and forth situations. And Cars getting out most situations, only dying 6 deaths. Patchouli only getting 8 as well. But all it takes is those extra lives on your medic, and
also that one drop, the one drop on Patchouli, kind of just making all the difference.
Absolutely. For top IT, I truly believe that if you're going top IT,
drop.
You need to be using, because those kind of things just do happen. There's no point in trying to milk for a top IT situation. People like to lock down that, and it doesn't take much effort. You just throw a few rockets in there, as we saw. It was enough to drop Patchouli, and who knows if this game would have ended up as a 2-2 if they did not just milk that Uber in that situation.
Let me take a look at the tables here. So with this game, it's been split 3-3 in terms of points. Virtus.bro will go up to 16, and Frenchies are up to 23. This does put them ahead of Aura for the meantime, but this depends on how the Aura Ascent game is going. So depending on what happens there, we see Virtus.bro move up to 6th, and Frenchies move up to 2nd. But if Aura wins even 1 point in that game, then they should reclaim their 2nd place back. So no real seeding changes being found off of that. And that's obviously what Frenchies were hoping for, that they could win against Virtus.bro, clean sheet 6-0, and then just take up to that 2nd seed, which is quite valuable. It does mean you have to play one less game in those playoffs, so a little less stress, a little less in your life for that, but won't find it. And in the end, they are still a lock anyway, so not too big a deal.
Very interesting game today. It's nice to see it be a 3-3, honestly. Everyone wins in some ways.
Yeah. I mean, no long stalemates, nothing like that, so at least I'm happy with that. It wouldn't be like the last Virtus.bro game where we saw 15-minute stalemates on Metalworks.
Very sad to see, but I was expecting more of a stalemate on processing, as I was saying at the start. Process is quite a sniper-based map if you want it to be, and they just weren't doing those sniper plays. They were just sending sacks, and it was quite nice to see, because we always like to see a good sack and not see a sniper stalemate.
Yeah, but maybe perhaps underutilizing their sniper resources, but no harm, no foul, as they did come out with the win in the end. So I believe we do have an interview. We have Raf waiting. I don't know if we want to do that. Hello, Mr. Raf.
Welcome, Raf.
So obviously, congratulations on today. You guys are a lock for playoffs in that 3rd seed, or depending on, I guess, how the Ascent Aura game is going. I haven't checked.
Yeah, it's most likely we're getting CERN, except if Feint is beating Swift 6-0. So it's a low percentage.
Yes, indeed. And I noticed you guys had Patchouli in today for Olga. Do you want to say why that would be, or just?
Yeah, Olga is not playing anymore, so Patchouli is joining the team full time. So now he's our main medic. Going to play for us for playoff as well.
Yeah. Do you think that affected your play at all? Maybe lack coordination, or if it's just what it is?
I think we are a bit less good than we were when we had Olga. But Patchouli is doing really great. He didn't play anything above Div2 before, and he had to play Rift, OR, and Virtus.bro in OO, so it was pretty tough game. So I think he's doing really well for a newcomer. So I think we are going to improve a lot and manage to get back to our level at the beginning of the season.
I absolutely agree, Raf. Patchouli did perform very, very well, especially considering where he just came from. Only getting 8 deaths on Process and only getting 5 deaths on Gullywash. Very, very low for, as you say, a medic who just came from Div 2. Not a whole lot of Prem experience, as you say. But I do have a question about when you guys pushed through top IT, was the plan to try and hold the Uber, or what was the situation there that caused Patchouli to drop?
I made the call to go to PC to last. That was the call, but we didn't have middle, so I think we just we noticed it too late, so we wanted to go back, and I don't know what happened because I didn't say it on my cam. So I think we got seen by a soldier or something. But yeah, it was just a missed call by me because we didn't at middle, so we couldn't do that.
So it was like a hesitation, and you just weren't feeling confident enough to go in, but you weren't feeling confident enough to go back, and you just got caught, and there was a miscommunication, and it ended up in patchouli dropping.
Yeah, exactly.
Very interesting, very interesting. So I also like to know, is Neo your main caller?
No, I'm main calling.
Interesting. So Neo is on Beam, very, very hard, especially on Gully Wash. How much? He got 28% heals on a Gully Wash, which was very interesting. So you often see Demo Man top heal, get top heals in Gully Wash, but fair enough if you're the main caller, ref.
Yeah, I'm not taking a lot of main caller because I don't think it's good to have a soldier on Uber anyway. So I'm just like calling the pushes, and after that, Neo and Alien are both calling when they want the Uber.
Absolutely, I like seeing a designated, a sort of designated caller in each team. So you know how for I have like Habib on sort of damage calls, and then for Banny will decide where the pushes are going. It's nice to have it not all on one person. You sort of work as a nice team, and it worked out pretty well. I mean, you got a tie.
Yeah, we knew we secured playoff with the first map, so I think we were a bit less on process, but they play really well as well. So nice for them. I think they did a really good season considering it was their first one for most of their players.
As I said at the start of this whole stream, a lot of new players in terms of Prem, and everyone played so well this game.
I don't really have anything else to say about you, Lava.
No, I'm glad that you had a really, really nice answer for the top IT push, because I do like to say that you do like to use it there, but it's fair enough if it was a very close situation. Yeah.
It was really unfortunate drop as well, because I think he got hit by like a lock and flip up and a rocket at the same time.
Okay.
So not much you can really do about that, I suppose, even if the call was a bit much. But yeah, I think that's gonna be about it for us today. Raf, do you wanna give any shout outs to the stream?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for casting, for doing that. And shout out to my team for making playoffs.
Alright, well, best of luck, as I said, in playoff. And we'll be seeing that, of course, on Team Fortress TV at some point. I'll have to wait for those matchups to be announced. Lava, it's been great. We had some technical difficulties at the start, but we overcame, we adapted, and it's been real good with you today, obviously, having to come out of nowhere, sub in for Lucky, who's had some stuff come up, and have all of that, so we're working through it. We're doing really well. So shout out to you. ArchRhythm, is there anything I can tell the world on your behalf? This has changed the world, my final message. Goodbye.